In this video, I'm going to take you through 3 of my favorite areas here in Prague, and I'm going to show you a bit of what to expect if you choose to stay there. And I'm also going to talk a bit about the downsides to each area, because obviously there are those as well. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk a bit about the places in Prague you definitely do not want to stay, because they can kind of ruin your trip. But let's start on a brighter note with one of the best areas to stay in Prague. Old Town is obviously the heart of Prague, with its narrow cobblestone streets, pastel-colored Baroque buildings, and that famous medieval square you've probably seen 100 times if you've done just a little bit of Prague research. This is where Prague looks exactly like you imagined it would. Gothic spires, outdoor cafes everywhere, and yes, a whole lot of other people who also want to be here. I'm sure this is where some other travel bloggers would go, "Oh, don't stay in the old town, it's super touristy." And yes, as you can see, I'm here on the old town square, and wow, there are actually other tourists here. Obviously, because look around you, it's absolutely amazing. It's crazy how beautiful the old town of Prague actually is. So of course there will be loads of people around here, but it's like that in any old town or, city center in Europe. So don't let it distract you from the fact that it's absolutely amazing in here. One place that is a bit too crowded, to the point where it gets annoying, is the walk from Old Town Square to the Charles Bridge. It's a walk that 99% of first-time visitors will do, so you'll probably find yourself here at some point. But, and this is a tip that works in all major European cities, when you're feeling overwhelmed with the crowds, just take a left or a right, head down the side streets, and this is literally how it looks. But a nice thing about staying here in the old town is that you can just be a bit lazy with your travel planning. So if you decide to stay here, you can just book a hotel in the old town and then more or less just rock up in Prague, because you will be within walking distance of all the good stuff and all the touristy stuff. So if you're feeling lazy, just get a hotel in the old town and you'll be fine. And I'll make sure to leave some links to my favorite hotels around here in the description below. By the way, Old Town by night is magical. The whole area completely transforms when it gets dark. And I honestly think Prague is one of the best cities in Europe after dark, because they do such a great job lighting up all the spires and stunning medieval looking buildings. Now, New Town in Prague is a massive area, and it would be incredibly lazy of me if I just said stay in the New Town, because it's a massive area. So instead I'll recommend a couple of nice little pockets here in the New Town for you. So at the moment I'm here on the lovely little Slovansky Island, because the first pocket of the New Town that I would highly recommend is like on the east side of the Slovansky Island and stretching all the way up to the National Museum. I was actually just walking through it and I ate there. I had lunch over there now, and I just wanted to be 100% sure that what I said to you guys was correct. And it is correct that this pocket of the New Town is absolutely amazing. It's a different vibe compared to the Old Town. Definitely there are just way fewer people, there are fewer tourists, and it's not like I'm trying to claim that this is a hidden gem, nobody knows it. We're still in the city center of Prague. But there's also a pet shop and some other stores that are mainly there for the locals' sake. So everything around here isn't made for tourists, but tourists are of course welcome, and there are loads of hotels. So in my opinion, this is the perfect little pocket to stay in Prague if you're coming with your loved one, or you just want to stay near the old town but maybe not have all the craziness right outside of your door. Another cool pocket in the New Town is around the Powder Tower. I once stayed at a hotel around here and thought it was pretty much the perfect place to stay, because we were near the old town but could also easily walk over to Karlin and Holesovice, which are 2 of the hipster areas in town. Down here we've got MALÁ, which is one of the most elegant and romantic areas of Prague. This area is on the west side of the river, right below the castle, and it feels a bit more refined than the rest of the city. Over here we've got old palaces, embassy buildings and calm streets where everything moves a little slower. So if you want a quieter Prague experience without sacrificing location, this is where to stay in Prague. Accommodation wise, this area is a bit more upscale compared to the other areas and even the old town actually. So if you're looking for a luxury hotel, MALÁ is where to look. And it's also just so super safe over here because there are loads of embassies and all the drunk tourists, they are all staying over in the old town. So it's actually quite quiet at night over here, which is nice. MALÁ reminds me a bit of Old Town in Edinburgh, where everybody are walking on the same street towards the castle. And just like in Edinburgh, if you walk down the side streets, there are loads of cozy little shops, cafes and restaurants. I would probably pick a hotel near a tram stop because it is quite steep over here, and if you've been out in the old town or maybe just out for dinner or had a couple of drinks, then it is a bit of a trek to get up, especially if you're staying at a hotel like near the castle. So get a hotel near a tram or just take a taxi. But also be aware that there are some dodgy taxi drivers around in Prague, so I'd recommend using the Bolt app because that way you won't get scammed. Alright, let's talk a bit about where not to stay here in Prague and where would be better than the Wenceslas Square. Because in my humble opinion, and I don't think and I don't hope I piss off any locals by saying this, but this is just a massive square with a McDonald's and your classic touristy shops, and you can get some Tredelnik. It's just a massive square. It's super busy. It's a bit annoying. There's nothing special here, but it seems to be something that, you know, travel bloggers usually mention, and they actually say that this is a nice place to stay. Don't know why. Another part of town I'd highly recommend that you avoid unless you're coming here to, you know, party all night long, is a street called Dluha Street. And it's literally, you know, the party mecca of Prague. So it's where all the tourists who are coming here to get drunk are going. So if you're coming here with children, or, you know, you're just coming here to have a normal vacation, I'd steer clear of that area for sure. And my last bit of where not to stay advice here in Prague is, you know, I do recommend everybody who come here that you go outside of the old town and see, you know, the real Prague. But I would also say that if you're coming here for the first time, I would highly recommend that you stay within walking distance of the old town. Prague's public transport is great, but I think you're going to be a bit annoyed if every day you wake up and you need to, you know, maybe get the tram or the metro to just get to where you actually want to be. And I'm not talking about like a 5-minute metro ride, but there are some very good hotel deals on like the outskirts of Prague, and it's a good deal for a reason, because you'll be spending a lot of your time here in Prague commuting into the place that you're here to see. Okay, friends and enemies, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you are now ready for your trip to Prague. If you found it helpful, give it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Thank you.